What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back again for another episode review of the Love and Hop nope. Love and Hip Hop New York Season 9 Episode 2, The Blame Game. Okay. So the episode starts off with Kimbella. You know, she done got her braids in. She up there. Like, they really pouring it on thick. We know you going through some stuff. Like, the dramatics this season is like, you know, add the cinematography to it. Bitch, Mona is really fucking doing it, okay? She really trying to pull us into these stories and stuff. I'm sitting here like, damn, girl, you better sweep that motherfucking floor like you ain't ever swept it before. Because you know for sure you ain't never swept it before. But anyway, Juju came up in there. You know, she the friend that she needs to, talk to. Everybody needs to have one of those. And they talking about the whole thing that's going on with Juelz and, you know, him going to jail. And if he copped the plea, he may possibly get 2 to 5 years if he go to the through with the trial. And you got Juju saying that, you know, we already know how it is when we go through trials and stuff. Sometimes it's not going to work out for the best. She said something about her father copped the plea and he was supposed to get like 5 to 10 years or something like that. Motherfucker wound up doing 20. I said, bitch, what? You know, we already know the criminal justice system ain't shit when it comes to black folks, Latinos, minority, period, okay? It don't work in our favor for the most time. And then half the time it's, you know, we're poor. Most of the people that get caught up in these situations, yes, they're out there doing wrong, but you know they don't have the right representation for them. They got these defense lawyers that's approved to them by the state. They're overworked. They're not putting their all into the case, so therefore they slip through the cracks and get so much more that they don't deserve of jail time. You know, so that's just how shit go. They talking about that, and you know she's being that shoulder to cry on for her. You know, just doing what friends would do with friends, okay? Having a little girl time as well. And then we get this whole scene with oh shit, bitch, who was up there? Alexis Skyy. Now, see, I don't know what they trying to do. They trying to make her seem like, you know, she is more than a troublemaker, more than what she was when she was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Because when she was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, she had no storyline. The only storyline that she had, she was using Masika's storyline of the fact that they didn't get along and they was both fucking Fetty Wap. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So now that she had her baby, and the baby is much more of her storyline than anything, the baby made her storyline because we're more interested in what went on with the baby than we are with her. Because I can give a damn about this girl trying to be a rapper, talk about something because she got talent. Bitch, no you don't, okay? You don't get signed most these days. Everybody that gets signed to a label, they don't have talent, okay? They just get signed because they got a fucking look and they sound very commercial or whatever with what's popping right now, okay? That's all that it is. And I don't know what's going on with Treyway and them since they all locked up and all that shit, okay? So, you know, hey, it is what it is with that one. You might want to rethink that, okay? And when was the last time Fetty Wap put something out, bitch? Has he ever put it out? I don't check for these people, so I wouldn't know. He could have put out an album and I just wouldn't even fucking know. Moving on from that, she goes over to her grandmother's house who raised her. And she's watching the baby, and she's very close to the baby because she feels like the baby, you know, came in and basically kind of saved her grandmother from being depressed and, you know, all that because she just lost her sister, she lost her husband, you know, and so now she has somebody that's she can look after, she can, you know, wake up and put a smile on her face, which is good. That's what kids do most times, unless they demon seeds. But, you know, most of the time, they good. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was really, I will say, even though I don't care about her storyline, I will say this was a cute little scene between her. You know, I wish they would have brought her on like this on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Maybe I would have gave a fuck about her. But, you know, talking about her struggle, because I'm pretty sure some other women and parents in general who probably had children prematurely and they have to go through so many things to get the baby back on track. You know, the brain bleed that she had, the multiple brain surgeries, you know, making sure that the medical insurance up to date, and they're, being accepted in the place where you're staying at, in the state that you're staying at. The speech therapy, the physical therapy, all these other type of therapies that stimulation therapies, and the shunt that's in her head and everything to drain the liquid off her brain into her stomach. That's a fucking lot, okay? And she don't want shit from Fetty Wap, so she says she just want him to be up in his daughter's life. I can understand that. She's like, bitch, I got my own goddamn money, bitch. I don't need you. I just want you to, acknowledge your child, which is understandable. Mama said, what you want? Okay, what you gonna do about it? I mean, do you really need him? I mean, if you don't need him, leave that, move the fuck on. She's like, girl, I ain't trying to get in a relationship where I just want him to know that you got a baby. Okay, and bitch, she said he was supposed to sign that birth certificate, and he said, I'll sign it in a minute, and never signed that bitch, dipped. And then said, Solo Lucy out here trying to say that the baby his. I said, why don't you just go ahead and get this did? See, niggas be playing. When you know that it's yours, if you really sure that it's not yours, why you just won't go on ahead and get the DNA test to just go ahead and disprove that so it can get out your head and you can move on about your life? Okay, niggas be playing games. Anyway, moving on from that, we at this whole scene with Juelz Santana. So, in the Tale of Two Teeth, we got Juelz in the studio. He's talking about the whole thing that's going on with him. And he was like, people trying to say that I was running through the airport because I found out that I had a gun in my luggage and all that shit. And that wasn't even the case. When I found out that the cops was looking for me, I just walked up out of that because I had a warrant already out on me for something that I didn't take care of back in Jersey, whatever. So that's what it was. I didn't find out about the gun being up in the pack until I heard it on the news just like y'all did. I was like, oh, okay. You can say whatever it is that you want to say. He got Mano over there in the studio. They talking about the house arrest stuff. Mano, of course, giving his little story about how he was in jail when he was 16, 17 years old. And how it changed him, how he first started rapping in jail. He did a decade in there. He got a son at 16. And Juelz talking about if you take a plea or whatever, and he wound up getting the 5 years. His daughter gonna be 11. His son gonna be baby. He had to really count that out. He really had to count that out. My daughter gonna be 11, and when it came to the son, your son is a year older than your daughter. He said my son gonna be like 12. I said, bitch, wait a minute. Juelz, is you still on something? But he was just talking about that. And what got me, the part that got me was when Mano was like, the justice system, that the jail system is made to decriminalize black men and Latinos and all this stuff when they was talking about the pleas and shit like that. Because Juelz want to keep on saying that he not guilty, all right? I get where you're trying to come from, but it was in your luggage, okay? So technically speaking, you are guilty. And Mano, in your case, don't make it seem as if, they give out fucked up sentences, but y'all be putting yourselves in this situation some of the time, okay? You got some cops out here that like to set people up, but y'all asses be out here on the corner, selling the dope, killing, doing all this other shit, thinking you can get away with it, and then you get caught, and then you want to blame the system. No, it don't. Like, come on, take responsibility for the shit that you did that got you there too, okay? It's 50-50, 50-50. Moving on from that, Mano was sitting there, and I was looking at his teeth. So I'm looking at the side of when Juelz talked. So I'm looking at his molars and stuff. I was like, maybe if they shade them down, because it looked like they over a little bit too much, and that's why his teeth got expressed like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I looked at Mano's mouth. Mano ain't even got no molars down here. All his face was empty. I said, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Mona, y'all got all this cinematography going through up on Love and Hip Hop New York, and you can't get no doctor up in there to get him some freshly conditioned teeth. Okay, you gotta work with what you got, okay? She said either or, and I guess they chose the cinematography. She said, girl, I don't care about them. We know. So we get Jonathan, I was about to say Cynthia. Jonathan, her name is Sin and Kimbella, okay? So they go meet up and they talking. Jonathan, he let us know that he out here securing the bag and shit. He about to turn 34. He about to turn up at his birthday party. And he just want everything to go right. Okay. So, but it's just a little issue going on, with the whole thing between Yandy and Kimbella and then him and Juju. Now he pissed off at Juju because he feel like Juju faker than a $2 bill. I said, bitch, so you trying to say that she ain't fake unless she a counterfeit $2 bills? Because $2 bills are very much real. You know what I'm saying? So, that's like when y'all niggas be saying, we did a complete 360, bitch. So you mean you went right back to what you were? Oh, okay. You did a 180. You probably did a 145. You know what I'm saying? Not a 360. You went right back to that's a whole circle. You went right back to the starting point. Anyway, moving on. But basically what he said was, he had a concept of doing a radio show with him and Juju. And Juju took that whole concept for herself and started the thing without him. And so he's pissed off about that. And I'm sitting here like, I mean, I get it, but then I'm like, girl, it's like anybody and their mama can just get on the fucking blog talk radio or whatever radio if they got connections and do what they got to do. It's really nothing. You could have did it by yourself, but okay, but I understand you come up with an idea that everybody else has already come up with and you feel like somebody's supposed to have your back, but then they take that idea and run with it even though everybody else came up with that idea too. I get it. Now with Kimbella and Yandy, we saw the fallout of their shit at the last time that Kimbella was on this show when they had that whole thing that happened when the baby mamas, Mendici's baby mamas, was going against Yandy. You know what I'm saying? And when Kimbella had came up there to Lil Mendici's birthday party and was trying to start some stuff, and then Yandy had threw her under the bus. We all saw this happening. She said Yandy told her to bring her ass up there. Yandy act like she ain't know that she was coming up there and all that shit. So they been over it. It was Kimbella's birthday. And then, like she said, around 8 o'clock at night, this bitch want to put up a post talking about how, we friends and how she loved me and thank you and all this stuff and happy birthday and shit. And I had to get clapped back on that ass. And I remember when that happened because it was all on the blogs. And I was just like, that is kind of, I get completely where Kimbella was coming from. If we have not spoken for months, okay, we supposed to be real good friends. We have not spoken for months because we had a little falling out or whatever. Don't put up no post about my birthday or whatever, making it seem like we've been on good terms ever since. And we have not spoken about anything. You could have called me and we could have had a fucking conversation and got everything cleared away while you were saying happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I get 100% where she coming from. Like Sin said, you don't think it's genuine? She's like, hell no. It's all for attention. That's what Yandy does, okay? Yandy does that shit. Y'all don't realize that. That's why I don't understand why the bitch still on the show. The only reason why she's still on the show is because Mona, her homegirl. Mona likes her. That's it. And I just don't get it. So I understood where Kimbella was coming from. And then you got Juju meeting up with Yandy and they talking about the whole thing and, Jonathan's birthday party, and Juju finds out that Jonathan didn't even invite her to the birthday party. And here go Yandy inviting her to his birthday party. I said, if somebody didn't invite somebody to a place, that's because they don't want them there 9 out of 10. It's not an oversight. It's just that they never wanted them there, okay? That is not up to you to invite them to somebody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how trouble gets started. Yandy forever looking tired, okay? Bags under her eyes and shit. Now, bitch, I know I be having bags sometimes, but that's just me, okay? But, girl, you got makeup on and you still got bags on your eyes. I just don't know. Like, girl, get some sleep. I know you got kids and everything. The kids running you ragged, okay? I don't know. It must be hard trying to keep up all these lies and appearances. But anyway, so they was talking about that. And then they started talking about the whole thing with Kimbella and her and how, she downplays it like it's nothing. Like she has no reason to be upset with her. And, she talked about something, well, when I did reach out to her, she got mad because I reached out to the other side first. And I'm like, that's his family. He's the one going through it and all this stuff. When I hear Yandy talk, all I hear is it the teacher off of Charlie Brown that sounds like womp, 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 womp. Okay, because you never really know what to believe. And she puts on airs like everything is all to the good, and we all know that it ain't. I'm just saying. So, Joe, to make up for what went on with Sin getting out the car, going to the hotel and everything, he made her breakfast in bed. Some basic ass butter toast and a bowl of Cheerios. Okay, now I hope it was, some honey nut. It looked like it was the regular Cheerios. I hope you put enough sugar up in that bitch. Cause sometimes if if you eat a bowl of Cheerios and you do not put sugar up in that shit, something is wrong with you and something is wrong with your taste buds. And I do not trust anything that you cook or whatever because there is no way in hell you can eat Cheerios, not the honey nut ones, but the regular ones without a little bit of sugar up on them bitches. Okay, I just don't trust you. Moving on from that. He was like, she been sleeping up in the baby's room, blocking him out or whatever. So he go up there, give her that little stuff, and then put the orange juice in a solo red cup. Bitch, you know what? I'm not even fucking mad, okay? Less dishes to wash, okay? Less dishes for me to load into the dishwasher. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But basically was trying to say, I hear what you're saying, about the whole sex thing. I hear what you're saying about the baby thing. And she was talking about how her body, she's still trying to adjust to that because she gained a lot of weight and, she wants to feel sexy for her man. And when he's not giving in to her, it makes her feel like she's less appealing to him. And so he said, I took off a whole week from work. We're going to go down to Cabo and we're going to put in some work. I said, okay. And I'm just sitting here like saying, you forget that you got with an old ass man, okay? You got with an old ass man. He not no little Thundercat up in this bitch. He not no little spring turkey up in this motherfucker, okay? This motherfucker is like probably almost 50 years old, bitch. He in his 40s, okay? You got with an old ass man. He's coming down. You coming up on your sexual peak. He done already had his sexual peak. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, girl, I get it, but remember, age, this is when age come into it sometimes, okay? Moving on from that, Kimbella was like, with all this stuff that's going on between her home and Juelz, the way that she needs to deal with it is to be surrounded by a lot of positive people. So she was like, regardless of what Jonathan had to say, Juju is still my girl, so I'm finna talk to her. So they meet up at this hotel restaurant. And, they talking about the Juelz situation. She don't know what to tell the kids because she hasn't told the kids. They have not told the kids about what's going on. Figuring that they won't understand, even though they realize that he has not been in the house and they're still trying to understand what that's about. And so, the whole thing with that situation come up, and Juju was like, maybe you should talk to Yandy about this because Yandy was in the same situation with Mendices. And it was like, bitch, please, I ain't fucking with that bitch, okay? Fuck her, all right? And I was like, I mean, I guess we already know how Kimbella feels. Moving on from that, and it was like, so you gonna be cool with seeing her at Jonathan's birthday? And Kimbella was like, what you mean Jonathan's birthday? You going to the birthday? You was invited? I mean, Gandy told me I can come, okay? At this point in time, I don't know if I would show up to something that I'm not invited to unless I want some drama, okay? Then this is when Kimbella started telling Juju about, the things that Jonathan was saying about her and how she wasn't invited to the birthday party. And do you think if you show up that he would start some mess on the birthday? And was like, I don't think that he can do that. She was like, well, Jonathan's middle name is Petty and mine is Pettier. Here's my thing. If I know I'm not invited, I'm not going to show up unless I want some drama. But girl, if you want to show up, go ahead. So, Alexis Skyy, she's in this cab. She's talking about how, she's been having this trouble getting a hold of her baby's, medical records and having them transferred from Atlanta to New York and doing all this stuff and how she needs to have all this, treatment, insurance and everything together like today. And so the last thing that she's going to do is talk to Fetty. Fetty told her to come up into the studio and wait so that they can have a conversation. That bitch sat up in that studio probably a little bit longer than I would have sat up in that bitch. First of all, if I don't see him and I know his fucking track record, I would have known that the bitch wasn't coming. That motherfucker didn't show up. I said, bitch, pay my cab fare, okay? This shit ain't cheap. Fuck. But moving on from that, Juelz FaceTiming the kids and they're about to go to bed and he's telling baby Juelz that you the man of the house now. He was like, what, cause instead of you? And I was like, yeah, cause I'm not there and all that stuff. And then Kimbella is in her room his ankle monitor started beeping because it was low battery, need to go charge it up. I said, wow, that's how it works. You know I ain't in the court system because I ain't know all that shit. So how do you charge it up? Do you plug it up like an adapter or whatever to the... How does that work? Like, I dead ass want to know. I did, because you can't take it off and you can't. So you put your foot on it. Let me stop, because I'm literally asking questions. Somebody gonna be like, bitch, you being ignorant. I don't know these things, bitch. Okay, I see niggas wear ankle bracelets all the goddamn time, but I never. Let me stop. Moving on from that before I get myself in deeper trouble. Because I really had questions. But she was laying in that bed and she was like, this is our reality. Me being like a single mother or being in the bed, having to tuck my kids into bed by myself and all this shit. I said, so basically, you know, Kimbella is just making it sound like single women and single men ain't been doing this all their lives, okay? Girl, you ain't the first one. You ain't the first one. You ain't gonna be the last one for different circumstances, okay? But what you gotta do is you gotta make do with what you got. And you got a whole lot more than a lot of these single people out here who've been raising these kids on their own with absolutely no help. You got a whole bunch, so you can stop complaining a little bit on that shit. He talking about something, I'm gonna call you back in 30 minutes when the kids probably all asleep so we can do some things. So y'all can have FaceTime sex? Ew. So it's Jonathan's birthday party, right? He told everybody to show up and to wear black, okay? Anais shows up. And of course, she's the only one that doesn't follow the dress code. She will be that bitch that will show up to your wedding and be in white too, okay? While everybody else supposed to be focused on brown, she's going to be trying to upstage your ass as well. She showed up in all white. And she gets up in a DJ booth trying to give that Marilyn Monroe happy birthday song. And I'm looking at her in her confessional. And then when they showed when Juju showed up and you know, go right at it with Jonathan, let's talk. And then here comes and I used to tell myself, no, we're not going to do this. This is birthday, whatever. Have some class and all this stuff. Because you talking about something, I don't have class, but look at you and all this stuff. Then they showed that last reunion when Anais was there and you literally do a compare and contrast of how she looks now and how she looked then. She looks so much more healthier then than she do now, okay? You know, I ain't the one to talk about a big size or whatever, but when I can see something like, bitch, my shit ain't healthy, okay? I put that out there, but baby, she's on the opposite end of the extreme, okay? When I can see all of your chest plate right here, your bones, your collarbones, and your titties are all the way spread apart like that when they weren't like that, when you didn't have no bra on at the reunion. I see all of this in your neck when you was, and I see all the bones in your face like that, baby. You need to have some. I don't know what's going on. I pray you're not on that stuff. I pray you don't have an eating disorder. I pray that nothing serious like that going on. But whatever it is, somebody needs to come in and help Daily Real out because that is not a good look. And I with all that makeup on, no. And them blue eyes, no. It's not a good look. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Okay, moving on from that. Juju was like, fuck this bitch. I'ma fuck this bitch up, okay? We already know that they got issues with each other from the last season. So Jonathan is a messy bitch. You know, he kept on trying to throw Kimbella in the mix and trying to make it seem like Kimbella had some shit to say about, you know, Juju or whatever. And they replayed it and he was trying to tell her about you know, the radio thing and all that stuff and whatever. And then Kimbella came over there and he was like, Kimbella said the same thing about you being secretive. It's like, you both talking about me? You both talking about me? And she was like, hold up, because this is not finna happen. Bitch, I was Sin Santana, okay? I'm gonna sit my ass right here. I can hear y'all ass clearly. I ain't gotta go up there next to y'all, but I'm showing to listen, okay? But she was like, don't put that shit on me. Don't be messy as fuck. Oh, you screaming at me on my birthday, but you being messy as hell on your birthday too. You know damn well that girl didn't say she was secretive like that. You said that she's she's closed off. And Kimbella said, yes, she is, but it takes a while. You have to earn her for her to open up to you. That's what she said. She ain't say nothing the way that Jonathan tried to word it or whatever. And then at this moment, Juju was like, listen, so if you want to salvage this friendship, we can. If not, it is what it is. I don't care, you know, because look at what's going on right now. And at that moment, Yandy bring her ass up. And then I said, shit. And so here go Jonathan being so dramatic. Oh my God, my birthday is ruined. I have the worst birthday. This one over here yelling at me and all this stuff. Juju was like, I'm telling you, we can squash this shit. He was like, we need to squash it, but it just keep escalating and all this stuff. She was like, I told you to go out there and enjoy your birthday. And Juju said deuces and walked the fuck out. Okay? And then he was like, you know what? I'm finna go over here with Sin. I feel bad for her. I left her by herself. And y'all two need to talk. Okay? Y'all two need to talk. Kimbella and Yandy go over there to the side, and Kimbella started talking about the birthday party. Yandy is like, ain't this about a bitch? You mad over this? Okay, we got issues, but that ain't it. You was invited to come, but you showed up like you was about to fight or whatever and all this shit. Girl, like you ain't had nothing to do with it, okay? That's what it is. I don't 100% believe Yandy. I never have, okay? Because Yandy would do some underhanded stuff and throw somebody else under the bus. We've seen it time and time and again, all right? Moving on from that, Kimbella just went off on her and said, until you can admit the shit that you do, because your ass, you always acting all goody two-shoes, like your shit don't stink and your shit stinks the most, and until you can admit what you do, we ain't got shit else to talk about. And then gonna say something, the girl needs to go ahead and get over this because she knows she need me. Girl, she go talk to Remy Ma about somebody going to jail, okay? She don't need your ass. You ain't the only one dealing with somebody who went to jail. She can go talk to Papoose, bitch. She can go talk to probably the homeboys on the block that know somebody that went to jail. Come on now. Anyway, that was Love and Hip Hop. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.